as you get towards...
Hey guys, Craig and Crank and Surf back again. I hope this microphone's working okay. It's a new one I'm trialing out, so you can hear me much clearer. I am down in the sweat box, so it's about 38 degrees Celsius, and it's hot. Doing a couple of repairs, a bit of fun. But this week, let's look at what happened to Hot Tuna. Now, if you're around again in the 80s and 90s, Hot Tuna was a great brand. You know, they didn't sort of go by the surf industry standard rules. Their marketing was way different to anybody else. And it was a fun brand, but it was really good products. So what happened? So let's put on the old goggles again, because we're going to have to do a reading thing. Sorry for last week. I had Peter on my mind. It should have been Paul Nord that started Vissla, so sorry. Okay, so Sports Direct. Oh, hang on, let's just start. So it started in 1969, and Richard Jo Meldrum from Taree. The surf industry when they started was mainly centered around Sydney. So, you know, your northern beaches, your Brookvale 5. A lot of it was down around the northern beaches. Hot Tuna were in Taree, and they had their factory basically started at home and then moved into a factory later on. So it was huge. Yeah, everyone, Hot Tuna were great. What surfers? I had to write some of these down. Robbie Bain, Richard Dog Marsh. There were some great surfers who had Hot Tuna. And of course, I'll put the logo up, the Piranha. The Piranha was Hot Tuna. So it was pretty awesome. So in 2012, they sold the brand. And then it sort of got on-sold. Not sure if it was the same company. But it got sold in 2012 and it went to the Fraser Group. Now, who is the Fraser Group? That's where it gets interesting. So the Fraser Group, they have a heap of brands. They're based in the UK and they have a ton of brands. So let's look at some brands. Okay, Umbro. So they used to, when I was a kid, Umbro was huge in soccer kits. Boohoo. So when your missus wants cheap clothes, she jumps on the Boohoo, and that's what they are, they're cheap clothes. Everlast. So clothing, t-shirts, boxing stuff, you know, that's Everlast. In 2017, they had Richard Jo Meldrum had a big shed. And it had all the Hot Tuna stuff in there, like a lot of the old stuff, a lot of the old posters, a lot of the old fabrics, one-off items. They had a real collection of Hot Tuna. And in the 2017 bushfires that went through Saltwater Point, Old Bar around there, they lost the lot, which was a really sad thing because they had so much of this brand's history that was lost. Do you know something really interesting? Now, the original name for Hot Tuna was actually Quicksilver. And then a company in Victoria registered the name and then sent them a cease and desist. So Quicksilver in Taree became Hot Tuna. So it was actually called Quicksilver. I found that when I was researching it. I found it quite funny. So, look, yeah, Fraser Group also own like Slazenger and Dunlop. So, but what's really disappointing about this whole exercise is they're doing nothing with the brand. And when I say nothing, I'm talking, if you go to the Hot Tuna website, there's 3 t-shirts. That's it. 3 men's or unisex t-shirts. That is it. It is shit. It is pathetic. And for me, and I'm honestly going to say, I'll be honest, I think it's disrespectful to the brand that Richard and Joe built, which was an awesome brand. They're basically just written it off, and that's really it's disappointing that that's happened. So 3 shirts, that's it. So, and they're okay. They're not great. It's just, yeah, it's disappointing. So if you want Hot Tuna, you can get it in Bali. And you can also get it on AliExpress. So if you go onto AliExpress, download the app or the website, you can actually get Hot Tuna. Is it real? No, of course it's not. but it's still hot tuna. And it's probably more than you're going to get from bloody Fraser Group. So let's be honest. Some people still talk about it. I was in a surf shop the other day and someone came in and had a hot tuna shirt on. I'm like, oh, sick, where'd you get that? And they're like, yeah, we got it in Bali. So yeah, you can get hot tuna in Bali. It's not official, but at least it's better than what Fraser Group is doing. I'm starting to waffle, so I'll finish it. Hot Tuna were a great brand. They were different. They didn't go by the industry standards. They set their own rules, and they were the best board shorts. Fun fact: when they bought the board shorts and they had the grey material, they used to order nearly 40 kilometers of material. That is insane. That's how big their production was. They retired the Piranha, which I think was a mistake. The Piranha was hot tuna. They retired the Piranha because they felt it was getting overused, which I don't think it was. So I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you think hot tuna was overdone. I think they're pretty awesome. So if you want it, go to Bali or get on AliExpress and get some hot tuna. But yeah, sad to see the state the brand is in. So okay, guys, like and subscribe if you can. Thank you for the feedback. I do try to answer all the comments. Sometimes there's a lot, so we'll see how we go. Okay, guys, catch ya. Get out, get some waves, get surfing, and catch you next time. Bye.